Yeah.
You are welcomed all to the Bhagavatam session number 3. We have had 2 sessions already. As you know, Shri Maharaj Ji is the 6th original Jagat Guru, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, whom we call lovingly Shri Maharaj Ji, Divine Personality. I don't have the material words to glorify him, but he has given unlimited to the world, which will stay for centuries and centuries, in the form of his advice in lectures and scripture, total gist, and so many sankirtans and pads and total gist. And to further help the total movement in the bhakti, he has given us the gift of the 3 large temples in India, in Mangad at his birthplace in UP, Vrindavan in UP, and in Barsana in UP, and then USA and all over the centers in the world. And his senior Pracharak, Sri Swami Mukandananji, who is very well known in the world over, on the mind management and his guidance to the millions of devotees with the grace of Maharaj. And he's got the large setup in India as well in overseas in the USA. And his senior instructor Rajeshji, which conducts the classes regularly on Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. He is conducting these sessions, who has been in Singapore for the last 15 to 20 years, and he is oil and gas senior manager. The structure of the session will be initially a Sankirtan, followed by Rajeshji giving us the knowledge on Bhagavatam with a review. And in middle, there will be Vikas Bhaiya, who will be getting the different devotees, attendees introduction, followed by again Bhajan and Rajeshji. And Rajeshji will take the questions and answers at the end, and then the session will close. Thank you. Welcome to everybody again, and over to Anjan Bhaiya for the bhajan.
श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय।
Jai.
श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की जय।
Jai.
मोहन तेरे चरणों की जो धूल ही मिल जाए, मोहन तेरे चरणों की जो धूल ही मिल जाए, सच कहता हूँ मेरी तकदीर बदल जाए, सच कहता हूँ मेरी तकदीर बदल जाए, मोहन तेरे चरणों की सुनता हूँ कृपा तेरी, दिन रात बरसते हैं, सुनता हूँ कृपा तेरी, दिन रात बरसते हैं, एक बूंद जो मिल जाए, मन के कले खिल जाए। एक बूंद जो मिल जाए, मन के कले खिल जाए। मोहन तेरे चरणों के जो धूल ही मिल जाए। सच कहता हूँ मेरी तकदीर बदल जाए। यह मन बड़ा चंचल है, कैसे तेरा भजन करूं। यह मन बड़ा चंचल है, कैसे तेरा भजन करूं। जितना उसे समझाऊं, उतना ही मचल जाए। जितना उसे समझाऊं, उतना ही मचल जाए। मोहन तेरे चरणों की जो धूल ही मिल जाए। मोहन इस जीवन की बस एक तमन्ना है। मोहन इस जीवन की बस एक तमन्ना है। तुम सामने हो मेरे और प्राण निकल जाए। तुम सामने हो मेरे और प्राण निकल जाए। मोहन तेरे चरणों के जो धूल ही मिल जाए। सच कहता हूँ मेरी तकदीर बदल जाए। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मोहन तेरे चरणों की जो धूल ही मिल जाए। सच कहता हूँ मेरी तकदीर बदल जाए। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।
Over to Rajesh.
कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाट पटले, वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम्, नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं, करतले वेणुकरे कङ्कणम्, सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपास्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपाल चूड़ामणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Reading from Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, first canto. We have completed the Mahatamya, in which there were 6 chapters. We learnt about the story of Lord Shiv, how he narrated Bhagwat Mahapuran to Parvati ji, which is the Amar Katha, and how the Leela Shuk, who is later born as Sukdev ji, he got the Katha, he could hear the Katha which Shivji was narrating, and how he was born to the son of Vyasadev, and later he narrated Bhagwat Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. So that was one Katha in the Mahatamya, and the second story that we read was about Dundukari, who became a ghost because of his sinful activities, but then because of the Bhagwat Katha, he was delivered. And also the story of Bhakti Devi, who was in such miseries, and how her miseries were mitigated by the narration of Bhagwat Katha by Sanakadik Rishis, led by Sanat Kumar, on the advice of Naradji. So these were in the glories of Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. And then we learned some basic realities, the facts about Bhagwat Mahapuran, that this is the highest Vedic literature. First, Lord Vedavyas, he wrote Mahabharata, and then 17 Puranas and Brahma Sutra. And then he wrote Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, which has 12 cantos, 12 askand, and 345 chapters and 18,000 shlokas. So why it is considered the highest literature? Because this is teaching, Bhagwat Mahapuran is teaching us the highest dharma, which is the Paradharma. The same message was conveyed by Lord Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 18, shloka 66, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. So what is it that Shri Krishna is asking us to discard? Shri Krishna is saying that material dharma is not mandatory. Whether you do it or you don't do it, that is not important. The highest knowledge is that you do the Paradharma, which is the devotion and surrender to Lord Shri Krishna. So on that theme, Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran started, and it does not have any contamination of other philosophies. That is why it is considered Katab Rahit, without any material contamination. So all the material philosophies, everything was driven out from Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, and then it emerges as the ripened fruit on the Kalpa Vriksh, which is the most relishable. And the listening of Bhagwat Katha is the panacea, is the answer to all the problems that can ever arise in anyone's life. So those are the points we learned about Bhagwat Mahapuran, that Tapatraya Vinashaya, the 3 miseries which afflict all of us, are completely eradicated by Bhagwat Mahapuran. So someone may say that, okay, so by reading Bhagavad Mahapuran, all my troubles will be gone. So the reality is, yes, all our troubles will be gone. But troubles will be gone in the sense that we will have the wisdom to face the adversarial situation. We are good in our favorable situations, but we become so nervous, we become so despondent, so dejected in our adversarial situations. So Bhagavad Mahapuran equips us to see the hand of God in every situation. And once we transcend to that platform, the troubles of the world appear like grace of the Lord. There is always something to learn, something to reflect. So that is the incredible grandeur and the glories of Bhagavad Mahapuran. And today we shall read from the first canto, which has 19 chapters. And the first chapter is called 6 Questions by Shaunakadik Rishis. So who are the Shaunakadik Rishis? These are 88,000 rishis living in Naimisharanya forest. And they have a guru called Sut Goswami. And who is Sut Goswami? So Sut Goswami is the personality who was present when Bhagwat Katha was being narrated by Shukdev Ji Maharaj, by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. We all would have heard that Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die by the bite of a snake within 7 days. And how very miraculously, very mysteriously, Shukdev Ji, who was in such a divine transcendental situation that he had no knowledge about his bodily afflictions, and he would walk around without any clothes. So he comes and sits down on the Vyas feet and he delivers the Bhagavad Katha. So in the audience, all personalities were there, and Sut Goswami was also there. So later Sut Goswami narrated Bhagavad Katha to his disciples, who are the Shaunakadik Rishis. So the first canto is beginning with that. So we will see in the slides now that what are the first few topics which we will cover today, and then we will go into the questions by Shaunakadik Rishis. You can display the slides, please. So the first topic, yeah. So the first topic, first chapter in the Bhagavad Mahapuran first canto is questions by Shaunakadik Rishis. So they raised six questions which we will cover now. So the first question was, why Bhagavad the importance of Bhagavad Mahapuran will come later, but one of the questions is why in Kali Yuga we are all suffering, and what is the measure, what is the method to remove our suffering? That is one question. The second question is, why did the Lord have to take birth in the house of Devaki and Vasudev? That is the second question. And then the third question is, what are the different avatars of the Lord? So there are two types of avatar. One is the Guna avatar, and one is the Leela avatar, and one is Purusha avatar. Different avatars. So one question is about the Purush avatar. Purush avatar means the first Vishnu, the second Vishnu, and the third Vishnu, how Brahmaji was created. And then the Leela avatar is when the Lord has taken the form in these different 24 avatars. And another question was that what is the essence of all scriptures? So there are so many different granth. So what is the essence of the scriptures? That has to be resolved. And the last question was, now that Sri Krishna has completed his Leelas, he has gone back to his spiritual abode. So Dharma is residing where now? Where has Dharma gone after Sri Krishna has left? So to answer one of the questions about the different forms of the Lord, why Sri Krishna has taken the form and he was born to Mother Devaki and Vasudev, the 24 avatars of the Lord are described. So here we will read about that, but just to read the question number 1, it is in the current age of Kali, which is full of quarrel, hypocrisy, strife. The lifespan is short. There is disturbance. Everyone is so agitated, restless, miserable. So what is the remedy to achieve peace and happiness? What is the path to welfare? This was question number 1 by Shaunakadik Rishis to Sut Goswami. Question 2 is, there is so many different spiritual texts, like we have 4 Vedas, which are 100,000 shlokas. We have 18 Puranas, which are 400,000 shlokas. We have Vedanta Sutra, which has 84 sutras, which has 555 sutras, I think. And then there are Vedangs and Upaved and different darshans like Nyaya, Sankhya, etc. So many Upanishads, Nibandh, Itihas, Ramayana, Smriti. So much is there. How anyone can read and understand? And secondly, no one can understand the Granth by their own efforts. It has to be with the grace of the Lord that we understand the essence of the Granth. So the second question is, what is the essence of all these scriptures? The third question is, why did God appear in the form of Lord Krishna in the womb of Mother Devaki, in his complete avatar and with all his infinite opulences? And the next question, let us see in the next slide, question number 4. So the question number 4 is, during his avatar period of 120 years, Sri Krishna engaged in different leelas, pastimes. So Shaunakadik Rishis are asking, please tell us about the mysteries of those pastimes. Question 5 is about the different incarnations, the other incarnations apart from Lord Krishna. Please describe them also. So they are asking about in this kalp. That means in this day of Brahma, which is equivalent to 4.32 billion earth years, which has 14 Manvantars and 71 Chatur-yugis. What are the secrets of these avatars? And question 6 is, with the departure of Lord Krishna to his divine abode, where has Dharma taken shelter now? So now we will read the answers in the next slides. So the answer to the first question is, in the current age of Kali, there is nothing more purifying than the unalloyed, pure and materially untinged devotion to God. That is devotion with these conditions: Ananyata, devotion to God and God alone; Apratihata, uninterrupted; and Ahaituki, selfless. So to drive this point, Sut Goswami spoke this verse, Savai punsa parodharmo yato bhaktir adokchaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So as we read the three conditions we have to apply to overcome the problems which Kali Yuga poses. The problems we just learnt: Prayena alpayusa sabya kalavasmin yuge janaha manda sumand matyo mand bhagya hyupadruta. Everyone is quarreling. We are all so hypocritical. We think something, we say something, all the times we are playing games. We are always disturbed. We are always fearing this may go wrong, that may go wrong. And our lifespan has reduced to only 100 years. And not everybody lives for 100 years in Kali Yuga. So from all aspects, there is so much of negativity in Kali Yuga. So what is the answer? So this is the answer, that bhakti and bhakti alone, devotion alone, is the answer to the problems that Kali Yuga poses. And the three conditions are exclusive devotion. We are devoted to Lord Shri Krishna, and we don't understand any difference between Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Ram and Lord Shiv and Lord Ganesh and Goddess Durga and Goddess Kali. If we have come to that stage, we don't see a difference, because all the avatars, all the different forms are God only, but they have a different role to play, so they are playing a different role. It's like a movie actor, the hero. He does different roles, but he remains the same individual. Similarly, God only becomes Mahavishnu, God only becomes Ram, God only becomes Parshuram, God only becomes Buddha. He is the same God, but he is playing a different role to suit the different time, the different requirements, the different people. So we shouldn't have any distinction, and we should have the complete faith. If we are the devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, so he is our Ishta Devata, so we should have complete bhakti to Shri Krishna alone and no one else. And of course, I mean, when I say God, all the forms of God are Shri Krishna only. But not that we develop, devotion to some devata, or we develop devotion to some ghostly personality or some other personality, then that is not Ananya. And also, it should be without any interruption. Even one little interruption will negate the condition. So it has to be uninterrupted. Like we said in the last session, we know that this is my bodily father, this is my bodily mother, and throughout the life, we maintain the same faith. We never have doubt about it. A similar relationship we have to cultivate with God. And the third is ahaituki, without any selfless tinge. Answer to the second question, that what is the essence of all the scriptures? So you can read essence of all Vedic knowledge is that there is only one ultimate entity, which is the source of everything. This supreme entity manifests in three ways: as all-pervading Brahma, present in every atom of the universe; as Paramatma, seated in the heart of every living being, noting every thought and action; and as Bhagwan, who descends as an avatar in his personal form and displays loving pastimes. So the shloka which is applicable here is Vadanti Tattvidastatvam Yajnanam Advyayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan Iti Shabdyate. This is the iconic shloka from Bhagavad Mahapuran, which says that God has three forms. Three forms. One, in the form of Brahma, which is written as Brahman. Brahma, he is pervading every atom of the universe. He is present in every atom of the universe. That form of God is called Brahma. The Jnanis worship that form. The Jnanis have not graduated to a level where they are worshipping the form. They are worshipping formless. So Jnanis are worshipping Brahma, and once they achieve the Brahm, which will ultimately be sanctioned by Sri Krishna, they achieve Brahmanand. And then the other form of God is Paramatma, and in the form of Paramatma, Chirodakshai Paramatma, Vishnu, he is seated in the heart of every living being. So Sri Krishna has talked about it in different verses in Bhagavad Gita 10:20, 15:15, 18:61. Sri Krishna clearly says that I am seated in your heart, O Arjun. So that form is the Paramatma form. The yogis worship the Paramatma form. They don't worship the Bhagwan form. They concentrate on the Paramatma form, about the self-realization and the relationship of the self with the Paramatma. So, and the ultimate form of God, which here the shloka is telling Bhagwan, he is Lord Krishna or Lord Ram or Lord Narsingh. So different forms. If we worship that form, that is considered the highest bhakti. In 12th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has clearly spoken about it, because Arjun raised the question, should I worship the form or should I worship the formless? Sri Krishna says both are God. Whether God you consider formless or with form, both are God. Worshipping both will be glorious. But because we have a figure, we have a body, we have a form, so Sri Krishna advises we should also worship the form. So he says, Klesho dikataraste sham abhyaktahi chetasam abhyaktahi gatir dukkham dehavadbir vapyate. He says worshipping the formless for us is extremely difficult, almost impossible. So he advises that don't worship the formless, worship the form. So this is so much easier and so much more relishable. So this is the knowledge about the essence of the scriptures, the three forms of the Lord. Now let us see answer to question number 3 and 4 in the next slide. So in the next slide, which is the answer to question number 3, what are the different pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna? So he says the pastimes of the Lord are purifying to hear. The heart gets cleansed by hearing about the Naam, Roop, Gun, Leela, Dham. By such hearing, contemplating and meditating, the grace of God is received. God's supreme power, Yog Maya, intervenes and dispels the material bondage, removes the ignorance of the heart, destroys the karma of endless lifetimes, and bestows union with God. So the Supreme Lord has descended to bestow that grace, is how Suta Goswami answered the question. So some very prominent verses of Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran are written here, that by hearing this katha regularly, all the troubles in our heart are eliminated, and we reach a very advanced transcendental stage. So the process is hearing and meditating on that, and then internalizing. Next will be the answer 4 about the avatar. So answer number 4 is Lord's pastimes are described in abundance in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. The Lord appeared as the son of Devaki. He enacted the childhood Leelas in Braj. He was raised in the house of Nand Maharaj. He killed many demons like Putna and Kans. He took the side of the Pandavas and enabled them to win in the Mahabharata war, and so on. In the answer 5, the purpose of other dissensions of God is described. 22 avatars. Some places you will hear 24 avatars. And actually the God's avatars are infinite. So we can, whether we can say 22, 24, 10 Dashavatar, it is all way to describe the acts of God, but actually his avatars are infinite. And the last question was that where is Dharma now? So in answer to the 6th question, Sud Goswami says that after Lord Krishna has wound up his Leelas, Dharma has taken shelter in the Bhagwat Mahapuran, which has arisen like the sun to illumine this age of Kali. So now we will see quickly the different avatars, which are the avatars which are mentioned in the first canto of Bhagwat Mahapuran. So the first avatar is those 4 sons, Sanat, Sanatan, Sanak, Sanandan. After Lord transforms into the Chaturvyu, Balaram, which is Sankarshan, Pradyumn, Vasudev, and Anirudh. The next expansion is Narayan, and from Narayan, the next expansion is another Chaturvyu. We will not go into the details of that now. This is just to give a glimpse. And the next Chaturvyu, Anirudh, Pradyumn, Sankarshan, Vasudev. Then from the form of Balaram, Mahavishnu, he comes into the picture. The Lord expands into Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu is also called Pratham Vishnu, First Vishnu, or Karunodak Shai Vishnu. So he sits in the causal ocean. That is the ocean from where all the cause is going to be transformed into the actions. So into the effects. So in the causal ocean, Mahavishnu is breathing in and in breathing out, and from his breath, infinite universes are emanating. Now we come to one universe. So in that one universe, the next expansion of Vishnu is second Vishnu, and he is called Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And he sits in the Garbhodak ocean. With his sweat, the ocean gets filled with the half. He lies in the ocean, and from his navel, a lotus emanates, which has 7 lokas on the top, 7 lokas at the bottom. And then on the top, Brahmaji appears. Chaturmukhi Brahma with the 4 heads. So he is the first he is the first personality in one creation, in one universe. And now Brahmaji will sit in meditation. He will do the japa. He will do the japa, and the Lord will appear and empower him to do the creation. That Lord comes in the form of Narayan. He speaks Chatushloki Bhagwat to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji will start the process of creation. So in the process of creation, the first four Manas Putras are these Sanat, Sanatan, Sanak, Sanandan. And then the next avatar is the boar avatar, Varaha avatar, which comes from the nostril of Brahmaji. Because and then we will read about all the fascinating stories about Varaha avatar. The next one is Narad Muni, Rishi Narad. He also is a Manas Putra in this day of Brahmaji. And Nar Narayan, who are in charge for the upkeep of the universe, they appear in the twin Nar and Narayan. One is representing the humans, and Narayana is the master, is the guru. So Nar, came in the form of Arjun. In the Bhagavad Gita context, Arjun is the avatar of Nar, and Krishna is the avatar of the Lord. So we can say, in a way, Narayan is Krishna himself. So Arjun and Krishna, Nar Narayan, that way. Then another avatar of the Lord was Lord Kapil, who is the husband of Devhuti, who is the husband of his mother is Devhuti, and he preaches the knowledge of Sankhya Yoga, that we will read in detail. And then Dattatreya is another avatar. He is the son of sage Atri and Anshuya, about whom you would have read in Ramayana. Another avatar of the Lord is Yagya, who is the son of Prajapati Ruchi and his wife Akuti. So then King Rishabh, who is the son of King Nabhi and his wife Meru Devi. So this is how the avatar, the Manas Putras, continued. And after a while, the creation was not growing. So Brahmaji sat in meditation, and from his body, Manu and Shatrupa appeared. So that also we will read. But to continue with the other avatars, King Prithu is another avatar of the Lord, who flattened the earth, made it habitable. Matsya avatar, which is the fish avatar. Kurma avatar, which is the tortoise. Kachchap avatar. Dhanvantri, who came from the churning of the ocean. He is the guru of medicine, Ayurveda Acharya. And then Jagamohini, the Lord Vishnu, came in the Mohini form to entice the Devatas and the Danav, who were running after the pot of nectar for Amrit. Then Nrsimha avatar, half man, half lion. Then Vaman avatar, the dwarf form. And then Parshuram avatar, which is the Kshatriya avatar. He decimated he is the avatar who decimated the Kshatriyas. How many times? When the rule was corrupted, he eliminated those kings. And then the avatar was Lord Sri Ram, who came into the Ikshwaku Vansh, and he is the son of Dashrath. And then Vyasadev is another avatar of the Lord. He is the son of Parashar, and he is the author of Bhagavad Mahapuran. Then Balramji and Lord Krishna, who in this age came as a Purna avatar. And Buddha, the son of Arijan, and he was born in the province of Gaya. And he is the avatar of the Lord, but he did not reveal his full philosophy, because at that time the society had degraded to a very great extent, and the purpose of the avatar was to restore ahimsa, etc. We will read in detail. And the next avatar which will happen is the Kalki at the end of Kali Yuga. So these are about the 24 avatar. And now we will quickly go through the rest of the slides, and then we will take a pause for the introduction session and the Okay, let us, so Vikas ji, is it the time to take a pause?
Yes. So
Okay.
let's take this time to introduction, because we would like to have like a more interactive session where we know each other and then they can ask question. They'll get comfortable with Rajesh ji. If anyone have the question, they can contact directly to him in their WhatsApp number. So I would like to ask the whoever has not given the introduction last time. So first start with Aradhya ji. Okay, let me unmute also.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Santosh here. Aradhya is my daughter name,
Okay.
and
You can display
we
your
all
video
are.
if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, namaskar.
Radhe Radhe.
So, so today is our first session. So we all are listening here. My daughter, come Aradhya, come.
So
It's
you are
morning
from
time.
which
So,
place?
I am from Romford.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And my younger one, come this side, come. Pranam karo. Pranam karo. Pranam karo. She is my younger one, so
Namaste.
we are. Yeah.
You would like to ask any question or anything?
No, this is our first session, so really we are very impressed. And from next time, every time we will listen. From last 2 years, I was searching this platform because we don't know much about the Bhagavad Gita. And we have the lots of book, but we did not understand the Sanskrit. That is our problem. So that's what we thought. This is the good platform so that we can. I'm also learning along with my kids. So thank you for your contribution, and thank you for giving us this platform.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next, I would like to invite Prakash ji, Prakash Reddy ji.
Hi, I'm Prakash Reddy daughter. He said like um if I listen to this, like I will have more, like if in young age if I listen to this, it's like better for my understanding and all of like so I can have a better future.
Yeah. So you are from which location?
We are from the UK.
Which city?
Manchester.
Oh, Manchester. Thank you. You want to show the video so everybody know you?
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Radhe Radhe. Next, I would like to invite Sandeep ji.
Hello. Hi. Hi everyone. My name is Sandeep. मैं Halifax में रहता हूँ almost 6 years, and I came to know this Bhagwat Katha through Vikas ji. So मैं already मतलब I'm actually connected with this, one of my friends Sachin, and almost it's been more than 1 year. We used to do a lot of discussion related to Bhagavad Gita and all. Even my kids was learning Bhagavad Gita sloka through one of the classes through one fellow colleague in, I think, NNBS. His wife was basically teaching. Her name is Ragini. So they almost 5 to 6 months मेरे बच्चों ने सीखा Bhagavad shloka. So I was quite interested to find such platform. So thanks Vikas ji. I mean, so कोशिश करता हूँ थोड़ा सा मैं. I'm trying to be disciplined every week, So hopefully.
Thank you.
So thanks.
Thank you. Welcome.
Dikshit ji.
Hare Krishna, everyone, and good morning. So I'm Dikshit Pandya and living in Sudbury town, which is closer to Harrow, and fortunate to be closer to Watford Temple as well. So frequently we try to visit there and try to match up within the material influences world. And we are very fortunate to get through this technology and very blessed that we are within the very knowledgeable presentations. And it's quite too difficult to understand in the first place. But whenever the opportunity comes, I try to make it up. And yeah, I will keep trying continuously to join the session. However, today is the first session I joined, and it was also a bit late. I started, but whenever I started, it's feel amazing and too many names. 24 avatars Swamiji has given us. It's quite difficult to remember and follow the path. So. But yes, we feel very blessed to be within the environment. Hare Krishna.
Anyone still remaining? No, I think we have done. Sohini ji, you want to introduce?
Radhe Radhe. My journey began with ISKCON, and 15 years ago, with Shri Krishna's grace, I met my Gurudev, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. He's the 5th original Jagat Guru, and the knowledge that I got from my Gurudev has transformed my life and gave me a purpose. And he has equipped me with a sword and a shield to deal with all the ups and downs in my life and move forward. And it's ingrained in me now that bhakti is the only thing that we need to do for for the success of your human birth. If you want to, show your gratitude to God, which you must do daily, but the goal of life is bhakti. God doesn't say you leave, leave anything from the world. Live in the world and include bhakti, include God in everything. That's all I can say. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Sohini ji. Yes, go ahead. Rajesh ji, hand over to you.
Okay, so if all introduction is through, first of all, we welcome everyone. And, we keep hearing that the Bhagwat Katha is very rare and not, many of us are aware about Bhagwat Katha. So it is very natural that very few people will be aware about it and will be attracted to it. As Sri Krishna says in chapter 7 in Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 3, Manushyanam tahastreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvatah. Out of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, only one person wants to become perfect, wants to really make his life better with sincerity. And out of those thousands and thousands who want to make their life better, there is only one person who will come to know me. So knowing Sri Krishna is not a commonplace phenomenon. It's very, 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 very rare. It is very natural that we will have, only a few people, coming for the session and pursuing. But as long as there is even one listener, we should consider this to be the grace of the Lord, because we will get to hear Bhagwat Katha. And we learn from these 4 Kumaras that they are so fond of Bhagwat Katha that out of those 4 brothers, Sanat, Sanatan, Sanak, Sanandan, one becomes the speaker and 3 become the listener. So they keep having the conversation. They don't worry about the number of people in the audience. So, but as we unravel the nectar of Bhagavad, I I'm sure all of us will bask in the ultimate bliss, because whatever Sri Maharaj Ji has taught about the divine bliss, we have now the opportunity to relish it with the Tattva Gyan of Sri Maharaj Ji, all the fascinating episodes of Bhagavad Mahapuran. So to wrap up today's session, let's just quickly go through the remaining slides, which will be about the discontentment of Vedavyas. And also, so this is about the 24 avatars. You can see the different pictures. Parshuramji, Sri Krishna holding the Govardhan mountain, Buddha avatar, Kalki avatar, Sri Ram avatar, fish incarnation, the Kurma, the Varah, and the Varah, you can see Varah avatar, that is the boar incarnation. The Lord is holding the Prithvi, the earth planet on his mouth. So with that, let's move to the next slide. So next slide, maybe we can do a bit of singing, because I was so fascinated that Sri Maharaj Ji in his Radha Govinda Geet, 11,111 shlokas are there, couplets are there, pad is there in Radha Govinda Geet, and there are many episodes of Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran which Sri Maharaj Ji has composed in the poetry form. So I just stumbled across the 24 avatars, and just I'll not sing the entire all the lines, but just a few. Koi kah bais Govind Radhe, Koi kah avatar 24 bata de. Pratham hai avatar Govind Radhe, Sanekadi चार भाइयों का बता दे, दूसरा अवतार गोविंद राधे, शुकर रूप भगवान का बता दे, तीसरा अवतार गोविंद राधे, देवर्षि नारद रूप का बता दे, चौथा अवतार गोविंद राधे, नर नारायण रूप का बता दे, पांचवा अवतार गोविंद राधे, कपिल स्वरूप भगवान का बता दे. So in the couplet form, Sri Maharaj Ji has written this beautiful, version of the 24 avatars, and all the 24 avatars you will read in this Radha Govinda Geet. So let's move to the next slide, which is about the discontentment of Vedavyas. So first, the questions by Shaunakadik Rishis to Sut Goswami. Then the description of the 24 avatars and the question and answer to all the 6 important questions. And now the story is about why Vedavyas was discontented after having written Mahabharata, after having written the Brahma Sutra, and after having written 17 Puranas. So he was seated in the bank of the river after dividing the Vedas and writing Mahabharata, 17 Puranas, and Brahma Sutra, Vedavyas was sitting on the bank of Saraswati and contemplating. He thought, I described all the Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha in great details, but still people were not drawn. Naradji appeared there and asked the sage, why was he looking anxious? Sage Narad told Vedavyasji, you wrote everything, but you did not write a granth which has pure bhakti. So the reason Naradji, expressed why Vedavyas was feeling discontented is he is mixing dharma, arth, kam, moksha in all his granth. He has not written something which is completely pure bhakti. So this is this particular topic, and in the next slide we will read about Naradji's own experience. So Naradji has started telling, you can move to the next slide. Naradji has started telling Vedavyas about his own life, that what happened to him. He was in his previous life born to a maid woman. She was serving some people, and very with meager income she was running the family. So during Chaturmasya, Naradji would hear the Bhagwat Katha, and he took the remnants of food from the plates of the sages. So during Chaturmasya, the sages who are wandering, they settle down in one particular place. So the mother of Naradji got an opportunity to serve them, and Naradji would listen to the Katha from those sages, and that's how he came to know about the Bhagwat Katha. But when Naradji was only 10 years old, his mother passed away due to a snake bite. But Naradji was very much drawn to bhakti, so he went out to different holy places and contemplated on the Lord. And the Lord gave him the darshan in his heart, but it was only for a brief time. But that experience of Naradji was so ecstatic that he now started constantly looking for that grace again. But a long time passed and he did not receive that darshan. So he felt disappointed, despondent. At that point, there was an Akashvani voice from the sky. Oh Naradji, in this life, I only showed you my glimpse. You are not fully eligible, but in the next life, you will achieve me. This is the story of Naradji. With that, let us see what are the slides left, and then we will wrap up. So, okay, so this is our concluding verse in Bhagavad Gita. The concluding verse is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijyor Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. So, wherever there is Sri Krishna, the Lord of all Yoga, and wherever there is Arjun, Sanjay says, the supreme archer, Arjun, there will always certainly be unending opulence, victory, prosperity, and righteousness. Of this I am certain. And the last slide, some of you wanted to know if there are other programs of similar nature. So I can say that, yes, there are some online sessions. So is the slide there? I think I sent it.
No, it's not there.
Okay, it is not in this. You are showing the old one. So in the slide which will be posted, we will write down the timing. So I hold 2 sessions for JKUSA for Bhagwat that has been going on for more than 2 years, and also Bhagavad Gita. We read shloka by shlok. So you all are most welcome to join if you wish and if the time permits. So we have today covered almost the 1/3 of the first canto, and the remaining 2/3 either we will cover in 2 sessions. Yeah, we should cover in 2 sessions. So 2 more sessions we will cover the other chapters, which are about Ashwathama killing the Draupadi's sons, and how Ashwathama was punished. His money was taken out from his head. And then Bhishma Pitama's story, how he is lying on the bed of arrows, and how he glorified bhakti, how he glorified Sri Krishna, and how he gave the lecture, all that. Then Mother Kunti's prayers are very famous. And then finally, we will reach the life of Parikshit Maharaj, how he was made the king after the Pandavas went for the Swargarohan, and how Parikshit was ruling the kingdom so well. And then the age change, Kali Yuga has started, and how Parikshit Maharaj received Kali Yuga, and how Kali said, you cannot throw me out of the kingdom because I also have a place I should have a place to live. So the 4 places which Parikshit Maharaj wanted to give to Kali Yuga are the intoxication, which is the place where people smoke and drink. So second was the Veshyalaya, the house of prostitutes. The third was the slaughterhouses where the meat is sold. And the fourth was the gambling den. So these are the four places where Kali was given the residence. You go and settle down in those places. But Kali said that right now in your kingdom, these places don't exist. So where shall I live? You give me another place. So he was given the place gold. So you reside in gold. And how Kali entered all the places which has the gold, the opulences, and how Kali affected Parikshit Maharaj, and how on a hunting spree, Parikshit Maharaj, in his indiscretion, he put the snake in the neck of Shamik Rishi, and how his son cursed him. All those stories will come up in the next two sessions. With that, I will hand over to Vikasji and others.
Thank you, Rajesh ji, and having this wonderful session today. It was very good to learn about all avtaras. So now I will ask Malik ji to giving the final closing remarks.
Thank you everybody for joining. And we are going to conduct this on every Saturday at the same time. And if you have any questions, you please contact Vikas Bhaiya in the UK or Rajesh ji directly in Singapore, and you are able to speak to them. And whatever help you need, they will try their best to do that. And if you need any other help, you're welcome. I'm based in Manchester, and Vikas Bhaiya ji is in London. Please, thank you for joining. And Rajesh Bhaiya, will you have the question and answer Q&A,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah.
So
Question and answer
anybody
are
having
always
a-
open. We have
So
we are in
if-
time. We have just completed 1 hour, so we
So
have a
anyone
little
have the
time.
question, they can unmute and ask.
And there is one question in the chat window about Formula 44 technique. So let me just give a glimpse of Formula 44. In maybe in the next session, I will display some slides also, or I'll share. So Formula 44 is an outcome of my interest in Ayurveda and yoga. So Ayurveda and yoga. So I started taking a lot of interest in pranayam and yoga and asana and panchakosh and nutrition, because I was having a bit of asthma. Like I never knew when I came to Singapore, I developed some asthma because of the, some special climate Singapore has. So it was an experience for me when I used to have some breathing issues, the wheezing, etc. And that ignited my interest for yoga. And that was the time I was transitioning to Swami Mukundanandji's teaching. So that interest took me to Swamiji, and I started reading his books on yoga and asana, yoga and pranayam, etc. So I developed a lot of interest, and I started conducting many classes. I was learning. So once I was visiting Dwarka, and Swami Mukundanandji had, he was organizing a retreat there. So in that retreat, I happened to tell him that I have got this inspiration to come out with a formula, because we are all office goers, very busy in our day-to-day schedule. So what minimum things we should do every day so that we remain fit, both mentally, spiritually, and bodily. So this formula came to my mind, Formula 44. So there are 4 elements of nutrition. What are the 4 elements of nutrition? Every day you consume 1 fistful of nuts and dry fruits. Ek muthi nuts and dry fruits. Every day you consume 2 helpings of fruits. So 1 helping in the morning, 1 helping in the afternoon. Every morning when you get up, you take 3 glasses of warm water, not cold water, and not in a gulp, slowly. make it long for half an hour or 45 minutes. In that time, you can do pranayam, you can do exercises, you can do Surya Namaskar. So 1 fistful of nuts and dry fruits, 2 helpings of fruits, 3 glasses of water, warm water early in the morning, and 4 helpings of food, which has plentiful quantity of grains and lentils and pulses and greens and vegetables. Whatever you eat, you can continue to eat, but make sure your food plate has these things, because you need fiber, you need green leaves, you need vegetables, plenty, to make a very healthy body. So these are the 4 elements of food. I'm just saying in a very brief time. And then there are 4 elements of exercises, which are 1 round of meditation every day, 2 rounds of walking, 3 rounds of pranayam, breathing techniques, and 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. So easy to remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, food, and 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do all these 8 items every day, we can all see how our life is transforming. And out of this, the most important is the meditation, because meditation is the one which fixes our mind. Otherwise, our mind is so fickle. So meditation, let us start with 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. So one round, 20 minutes we have broken up into. So whichever pattern, later we can improve the timing. So we'll go into details of all this, but to the question that what is the essential, in brief, elements of Formula 44. So this is Formula 44. And now we can invite any one of you to raise some questions.
Yes.
I'll share my experience just to your suggestion itself. Actually, since last 1.5 months, I'm practicing just few forms of yoga like Shitali Pranayam, and then deep breathing, which is a form of Kriya Yoga, basically completely deep breathing. I had very, very hyper acidity. Almost it's quite since quite long. I mean, I almost experienced a drastic change in my breathing, and it soothed down my acidity. And it's not completely gone, but it relieved a lot. All I do is few of the asanas, like there is one cat pose exercise. I don't know exactly yoga name for that, but
Marjorie Ashan. The cat pose is Marjorie Ashan.
There is one form of Surya Namaskar I do, which is basically bending stomach and all. So, and Shitali Pranayam. So I do it 40-45 minutes. I have seen drastic change. I had to take medicine every day, some acidic medicine and all. That reduced quite drastically. So that's my experience, and it improves my breathing a lot. Initially, I was able to breathe just for a few seconds. Now I can take deep breathing, hold my breath for a few seconds, and then breathe out. That's I have experience, and I think that's doing wonder. I think if I continue to do it, it will help me a lot.
Wonderful. And also, I would tell you to start the water therapy, that is consuming warm water every morning, like sip like tea for 45 minutes or half an hour. And you yourself can see the change in your digestive system in 15 days or 1 month. It is such a panacea for acidity and many other problems.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any question? They can unmute and ask.
Question, suggestion, comments, feedback, experience.
If there is no question, then we can conclude this session. Thank you, everyone, and Jai Shri Radhe. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki
जय
जय जय
Shri
श्री
Radhe.
जय
Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.